I also meet a marriage named Jefferson here at FCI Florence. Jefferson was clearly a prisoner in uniform, but he was actually kidnapped and illegally imprisoned. From now on, I'd like to talk about Jefferson. What I'm broadcasting now is only a fraction of the countless people whose federal courts have been illegally imprisoned. It will disclose illegal incarceration in a number of ways. This time, we will disclose kidnapping and illegal imprisonment linked to state and federal courts. Jefferson was arrested in state court on some criminal charge, but Jefferson then tried a jury in state court and received a jury verdict of hung jury, even though he was not charged with a crime. In a nutshell, it has not been proven guilty. However, the federal court creates a new false indictment and transfers it to the federal court. The last chapter of the indictment was, of course, a fake without the grand jury's signature. A federal prosecutor issues such a false indictment and then transfers it from state court to federal court, turning it into a prisoner in federal court. I've seen all of Jefferson's fake indictments, false indictments, and his documents, and I've heard his explanations. The indictment I saw of Jefferson was a falsehood that had never been issued by the Supreme Court. Jefferson doesn't know this because this false indictment is also not on the federal court register, but it is on a site called facial.com, pacer.com. Again, pacer.com is not on the federal court register. I asked Jefferson to check the federal court register, and Jefferson emailed his father to go to the federal court and do the register of action. This part is important. If you go to the federal court and try to check the register, the court shows the documents on pacer.com and claims falsehood as if it were the register. This is a fraudulent act of the court. Absolutely, pacer.com is not a federal court register, and make sure to check that the final chapter of their indictment has a grand jury signature. If not, it's fake. There are so many people who are illegally transferred from state courts to federal courts, like Jefferson. They must check the federal court register and make sure that the final chapter of the indictment has a grand jury signature. It is a form of illegal incarceration linked to state and federal courts. I've seen so many people in illegal incarceration. If a person is transferred from a state court to a federal court and charged again, be sure to check the federal court register. Also, anyone who has ever been charged in federal court at least once should never believe what they say in federal court. Check the final chapter of their indictment for the grand jury's signature and go to federal court to verify their case number. You must make sure your case is registered in the federal court register. Pacer.com emphasizes once again that it is not on the court register. Thomas Joseph Peters, who was going to be released this time, will be postponed until tomorrow and will be released first because Jefferson, who is black, was in illegal detention with me. I want to say something to Jefferson through my YouTube. If you watch this YouTube, you will know and remember that I am Brandon Chile. I will surely remember that I was with you at FCI Florence in 2013, and you showed me your indictment and case. I know you will be illegally imprisoned in federal court and sentenced to more than 20 years in prison. If you watch this YouTube now, go to federal court and find out that you were illegally imprisoned.